Well, it's a long story. You want the whole story?
Sure.
I could blow my brother's bugle. I was the only one of five who didn't get piano lessons. And my family was right. I wouldn't have practiced. So I could blow my brother's bugle, so I bought a trumpet. And I didn't really know how to play it. And one day I found my trumpet totally destroyed. And my father said, all right, I'll buy you a horn if you'll take lessons. I sat in for years with a guy named Jimmy Massey, who was a banjo player. And he's a genius. He would start a tune. I was a jazz aficionado. He would start a tune, and we would all try to, we knew the tunes. We'd just do the best we could. But he not only knew the chords, he knows all the words. And he was elected to the Banjo Hall of Fame. But I owe my pleasure of the last many years to John Hicks. He's a wonderful player, and I like to improvise like I was doing today. I really miss the Gloucester band. So that's the story of my musical career.
Hi, I'm John. I played banjo and guitar with the Old Salties. I got dragged in by Bob Landoni about 15 years ago. And it was a slightly different personnel, and I was the young guy playing with the old men, and now, lo and behold, I'm one of the old men. It happens that way. So, but I've been playing music around Gloucester and Rockport for about 45 years. I've been doing music in schools and music at the senior center and playing in the clubs. And, Gloucester's a real music town. And we're very happy to be playing for the old folks at the Rose Baker Center on a pretty regular basis. So that's our public service that we do. So I hope you enjoy it and come down sometime and hear us play. Usually Monday nights, Monday afternoons, 1 to 3.
Hi, I'm Jim Pavasa, and I play drums for the Old Salty Band, and I've been playing drums ever since I was born. I just had a beat, and I never let it go. And, I played with about at least 7 or 8 different bands during my time, and I'm 79 now, and I think I'll go on for another 10 more years, hopefully, God willing. And I enjoy doing what I do. And some people might recognize me from a store I had on Bass Avenue, Family Lighting. And it's nice to see a lot of my old customers back here and there. So hopefully you enjoy the music, and whatever you come here and take a look, see what we got, and I'll talk to you later.
Hi, I'm David Benjamin. I'm a Gloucester native. I learned to play music in the Gloucester Public Schools when I was a 4th grader. I studied my music and went on to become a music teacher in Gloucester, and I've taught thousands of kids how to play instruments, and I'm happy to be able to say that. And I've been very active in the community, running the Cape Ann Symphony for a long time, 35 years. And I also started a Cape Ann Community Concert Band here in Gloucester. And just additionally, have been running the Sunday concerts over at Stage Fort Park for 30 some odd years. And I was very lucky to meet lots of jazz players when I was a kid. Guys like Sylvester Ohola, who had a tremendous career in Europe. And then, of course, Herb Pomeroy. And then there have been other excellent classical musicians here in Gloucester who I've known. Chet Roberts, who played with the Cleveland Symphony. And years and years ago, there were several Gloucester residents who performed with the Boston Symphony regularly. So Gloucester's a very vibrant community, and we hope as they go forward in their next 400 years, they'll have more artistic people for us to remember and to pay homage to. So thank you.
I'm Dave Saginario. Dave Sag, everybody calls me, kind of use that name when I'm playing. I don't know. I've been playing with these guys over 10 years, and I'm trying to think about how I got roped into this. I'm not sure, but I think it was because of John Hicks. He was playing with Gid. He had a little band with Gid, and those guys were playing the senior center, and they needed a bass player. And I had known a few other people. Frank Stadler was in the band at the time. He's since retired. And I wound up becoming the bass player. And worse than that, I wound up having to, send everybody the emails and call the shots because nobody really wants to do it. I mean, we're only playing down the Rose Baker, so it isn't bad, but it's like herding cats, you know. It's kind of funny, but man, I have a blast. I've learned so much in the last 10 years. I'm able to play like hundreds of these songs now without even thinking about them. They're all kind of a lot of fun. And I have to say, Gid was a real inspiration. He really was. He opened my eyes to a lot of this older music that, I mean, he just knows so much about it. And he's helped me along with a bunch of stuff. He's always suggesting things for me. Oh, why don't you do this or do that? It's like, yeah, that's great. So that's my story. Ha!
John Cameron. I'm a transplant, but with some deeper Gloucester roots. The family was here years ago. My great-grandfather fished schooners, dory fishing, so years ago. But yeah, I've been here 20-some odd years, and one of the reasons we came here, besides it being an awesome place, was the music has been a fantastic music scene here as long as I've known it.
My name's Ricky Rasdan, live in Rockport, play clarinet and saxophone. I played the recorder in elementary school, and I really enjoyed it and thought it was like really fun. And I was traveling actually with my family from London to Boston. And I sat actually right in the middle of Janis Joplin's band, her sort of later band. And I met Clarence, this guy that played saxophone, and he told me that if I was playing the recorder, and I was about maybe 11 or so, I should learn how to play the clarinet. And I immediately went out to learn how to play the clarinet, and that got me started. And then I moved on to the saxophone when I was about 14 years old. And I've just kept it ever since. And all my kids play music, and my oldest son actually was playing in the old Salty band all through high school. He used to tell me about it. He'd say all the guys would go, "Hey, you should tell your dad to come down and play with us." And I just sort of dismiss it and think, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. And when he was graduating from high school, I came down and sat in for one time, and I've been back ever since then, and had the most fun with all these guys. Really a lot of fun.
Name's Bob Tuffley. Live over at Riverview on the Aniscombe River. Lived there with my wife. Raised two kids there for 44 years. Wound up in Gloucester working for Varian. Along the way, I got out the horn and did it more or less as a hobby. Got hooked up with a couple of Dixieland bands. There was a fellow named Larry Zook out of Concord who ran a band called the New Orleans Jazz Band. I played with them for a number of years. I played with the Civil Disturbance Jazz Band out of Beverly for a while. And when I retired and could play during the day, got hooked up with the old Salties, most of whom I had known from other bands and other gigs. So I've been playing with them for, I don't know, since nearly the beginning, 15 years, close to 20 years, something like that. And it's just, it's great therapy. It's a lot of fun.
Hi, I'm Bob Landoni. I'm first generation Italian. My father came here in 1913, and he settled in Pigeon Cove, but then went around the world and then came back to Pigeon Cove again. So I grew up in Pigeon Cove, and went to Rockwood High School, played in the Rockwood High School band, had lessons from Vern Niemi, and for 3 years on the clarinet. That's where I started. When I first got my clarinet, I was frustrated because I couldn't get any music out of it, and that was a bummer. And anyway, so then I played with the Starlighters band, dance band, which was in Gloucester, and through high school. I just love it. It's a lot of fun. The Old Salties, I was one of the original ones, been playing with them for about 20 years, I guess, because I was on semi-retirement, so I had Monday afternoons off, and so I was able to play. So I've been doing it every time that we could do it. Playing at the Old Salties is kind of like a mission, to the people that come. We've seen a lot of people come and go, and yeah, it was beautiful.
All try down to